I am Mahima and today I will teach you digestive system. So let's start with the basic structure, that is cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of body. A single cell is capable of independent existence. That means a single cell can perform a variety of functions which is very necessary for our survival. So life of every living being starts from a single cell, that is known as zygote, and that by cell division develops into an embryo, then fetus, infant, child, teenager, adult, and finally leads to the old age. Group of cells performing a particular function forms tissue. Example, bones and muscles. Bones. Bones are the specialized cartilaginous tissue which supports our body and provides a basic framework. And muscles. Muscles by contraction and expansions provide various movements to our body. Group of tissues which perform a particular function forms organ, just like stomach and liver. Stomach, as you all know, helps in digestion with the help of various enzymes and stores food for 4 to 5 hours. And liver is the most important plus largest gland for the digestion. Next, by various organs of specific proportion plus physical and chemical interaction forms organ system like digestive system, and today we will take this topic in detail. We will discuss digestive system. So first of all, the thing which comes to our mind while discussing digestive system is food. So let's see what actually food is. So Food provides us energy, and these are actually raw organic materials. Raw organic materials. The components of foods are carbohydrate, proteins, fats. These are present in the large amount, that is, they are macronutrients. So the components of food which are present in large amount are macronutrients. These are, first of all, carbohydrates, second one is protein, third one is fat. These are present in large amount, that is, they are the main part of our food. Second one, some substances are present in small amount. These are known as micronutrients, which are present in small amount. If they are present in excess amount, then they have ill effects on the body. So small amount, they are micronutrients. These are vitamins, minerals and salts. These are vitamins, minerals and salts. Foods basically provides us energy which stimulates the growth. A person grows from his childhood to the old age by the help of this food. These substances are ingested in the body and finally assimilated, and this what actually digestion does. They convert these complex substances into simple absorbable forms which our body can utilize for various activities which we perform. Today we will discuss how this digestion occurs, how the complex food substances converts into the simple absorbable forms. So let's start with the basic definition of digestion. Digestion is actually a physical and biochemical process. Digestion is a term in which there is various physical and chemical processes by which complex food substances are converted into simpler ones. It is a physical and biochemical process. Physical and biochemical process. For example, proteins are converted into amino acids, polysaccharides are converted into simple sugars, and fats are converted into fatty acids and glycerol. Now, this process is very important as we cannot utilize energy simply from the polysaccharides carbohydrates. We have to convert them to use it. Now let's start the discussion with alimentary canal, which is a long tube-like structure in which various organs and glands are present. Alimentary canal is also known as digestive canal, which is 8 to 10 meter long. Various organs are present. There are many accessory organs also present, but these are the main basic organs which have the very vital role in digestion. First of all, mouth. Second one is pharynx, then esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and finally rectum. There are various glands whose secretions helps in digestions are also present. First of all, salivary gland which pour their secretions in the mouth. Second one is liver and third one is pancreas. There are main three basic functions of alimentary canal. First function is digestion of complex food into simpler one. Second one is absorption of that digested food, and third one is movement of food from mouth to anus. So let's study the alimentary canal with the help of a diagram. So this is the mouth. First organ, mouth, from which food enters. Then there are various salivary glands present, mainly three types. First of all, and the main gland is parotid gland. Second one is submaxillary gland and third one is sublingual gland. Then food from mouth comes to the esophagus. This is a food pipe. Then by passing through the diaphragm, it comes to the stomach. By the right hand side of stomach, liver is present, below which gallbladder is present, then duodenum, which is a part of small intestine in which maximum digestion takes place. Then comes jejunum. This is also a part of small intestine in which maximum absorption of food takes place. And the third part of small intestine is ileum, which also helps in absorption. Then comes the large intestine, which is larger than the small intestine, not in terms of length but in terms of width it is larger. It also consists of three parts. First one is the cecum, in which several bacteria, E. coli, are present, which also helps in digestion. Then comes colon, in which undigested feces are stored. Then after passing through rectum, finally the undigested feces released out through the anal canal. Now let's discuss each and every organ in detail of alimentary canal. First of all, first part is mouth. Mouth is a horizontal aperture, that is a hole by which food enters in the buccal cavity. So mouth functions like a door. Like by a door we enter in a room, just like by mouth food enters in the buccal cavity. Now buccal cavity, in which chewing process and digestion both starts. Chewing is the process in which we convert food into smaller pieces with the help of our teeth and tongue. So it is a mechanical, that is a physical process. There is no role of any enzyme in the digestion here. Now there is one more biochemical process in which 30% cooked starch, that is cooked on the only cooked, no raw digestion. Starch is converted into maltose with the help of an enzyme, namely salivary amylase, which works in a slightly acidic medium, that is pH is 6.8. Any pH which is less than 7 is known as acidic pH. Starch. Starch is a polysaccharide form, that is a complex form of food which we take with, like in the rice, in potato, there is an abundant amount of starch which is converted into a simpler form, maltose, which is a disaccharide unit. Poly means many and di means two in biology. Now let's first discuss about the mechanical process of digestion, that is chewing of food with the help of tongue and teeth. So let's first discuss tongue in detail, what actually a tongue is and what it does. So first of all, it chews the food. It is the main function of tongue. It is a muscular organ, a slightly pinkish color in which many papillae are present, which provides it the pink color. It can rotate all around in your buccal cavity, which also helps in making the food slimy, soft and a ball-like structure for ease of swallowing. Front part of teeth, tongue is free. You can feel it that your front tongue is free by which you can speak, and the back side it attached to a bone, namely hyoid bone. The tongue at the frontal portion, that is at the ventral portion, tongue is attached by a flexible membrane like structure, and that flexible membrane like structure is known as frenulum linguae. There are several papillae like structures, that is small spot like structure bristles are present on the upper portion of your lips, some of which, not everyone, but some of which possess these taste buds, which helps in the sensation of taste, that what actually a food was in taste, like it is sweet, salty, sour or bitter. Now the next organ which helps in this mechanical process is teeth. There are several classification of teeth on the several bases. First of all, it is based on its embedded in the jaw bone. When teeth are embedded in the jaw bone, which are present in several mammals and other organisms, that is thecodonts. Next classification is diphyodont. This type of dentition is that teeth comes twice in our life. First of all, in children it is milk teeth, temporary or deciduous teeth. When they break off, then comes the second one, that is the permanent teeth, which is present in adults. These are 32 in number. Then comes the next and the most important classification of the teeth, that is heterodont. That is, in every mouth there are 4 types of teeth present. First of all, incisors, which helps in cutting of the food into smaller pieces. Second one is canines. They are more developed and more sharper in carnivorous animals which uses flesh as their food, because these canines helps in tearing the flesh. Second one is premolars. These are present 2 in number and they helps in chewing of food, and molars, which also helps in chewing food. The dental formula for adults is 2123 upon 2123. It is the upper half portion and it is the lower half portion. By multiplying them to the 4, it comes 32. So there are total 32 number of teeth present in a human mouth. Now after buccal cavity, we will discuss pharynx, which is the common passage for food and air both. Air moves to the trachea and then lungs for respiration, and food moves to the esophagus and then stomach for digestion and for utilizing its energy. Shape of pharynx is sac-like, a flask-like structure. Then from pharynx, food moves to the food pipe, and this food pipe is esophagus, which is a muscular tube-like structure just like a flexible water pipe. And then air moves to the trachea, which is known as windpipe. Pharynx is divided into 3 parts for the study purpose. That is, first part is nasopharynx, which is present near to the internal nose. Second one is the oropharynx, which is present in oral cavity, in which mainly food is present. And third one is the laryngo or hypopharynx, in which mainly air is present, because this part is located near to the trachea. After pharynx, food enters in esophagus. In simple language, it is known as food pipe. It is a muscular tube which is 25 cm long approx. Food moves with the help of esophagus from mouth to stomach. It is the connection between mouth and stomach. In the esophagus, there are several mucus glands are present. By their secretions, food becomes soft and sticky, which is in the digestion. There are many movements. In biological term, it is known as peristaltic movement. These are the muscular contractions in the esophagus, so that by the help of these contractions, food reaches from mouth to stomach. There is a structure, epiglottis, present over the trachea. It prevents the entry of food in the tracheal region, that is in the windpipe. So it is a flap-like structure which is made up of the cartilage. It is a cartilaginous tissue. After esophagus, now we will discuss stomach, which is a bag-like structure whose shape is J shape, in which food stores for 4 to 5 hours, and by the contractions in this muscular organ. These contractions are known as churning movements. With the help of these contractions, various enzymes which are secreted in the stomach helps in the digestion of food. There is also one acidic substance, that is HCl, which is secreted in the stomach, which helps in the digestion because it converts proenzymes, that is the inactive form of enzymes, to an active form by which food digests. Stomach can store 1 to 3 liters of food for 4 to 5 hours. In the stomach there are total 3 parts. First of all, the cardiac part. In cardiac part is located near the esophagus, in which one sphincter. Now the question arises, what is sphincter? Sphincter is a muscular small flap like structure which prevents the backflow of the food, because that is, sphincters allow only one direction movement of any substance. So in this part, the sphincter is known as cardiac esophageal sphincter, which prevents the backflow of food from stomach to esophagus, because when food enters in the stomach it becomes acidic, and if it goes back to the esophagus, then there will be some sensation of burning, that is acidity. Second part is pylorus. It is located near the small intestine. The first part of small intestine was duodenum, and the pylorus region of stomach prevents the backflow of the food into the stomach. It leads to the intestine. Now the portion fundus, which is present between the cardiac and pylorus region. It is the main part of stomach between the cardiac and pylorus. And finally, food enters into the duodenum with the help of the pyloric sphincter. Now in the next class we will study small intestine.